Hello everyone, this is Brian Holda here. I have a little bit of a cold, but I still wanted to get this out here. Thank you for your interest in going over this discipleship curriculum. I'm going to just briefly touch on the 10 lessons that we will plan on discussing together and going through. But before I do that, I want to say that first off, I would highly recommend you have someone you're doing this with, you're learning this with, and you're kind of partnering together with, kind of like a workout buddy. If you think about it in the physical sense of you're strengthening your muscles, and it's just good to have someone who you're waking up in the morning, you're talking to, kind of helping each other be accountable. So that would be a high recommendation I have. I think there's a reason Jesus sent them out in twos, and I think you'll find the same. You'll be more successful. Second off, as of now, I'm making this required is that you have at least one person that you will plan on teaching everything I teach you, that you will teach them this material. So that workout buddy I told you about, that's different than this person. That workout buddy would be great for you to practice with. Practice teaching them, but then someone for real who you have in your life, in your sphere of influence, that that you could teach them and just come alongside and say, hey, can I teach you some things that I've been learning? So I want you to think and pray about who that could be for you. It could be multiple people, it could be a group of people, but at least one avenue that you are consistently teaching this material to. So without further ado, here is what you can expect that we will learn. I'll have this discipleship curriculum overview, and as we go through each lesson, I'll make videos available and outlines available. And so you'll have something like this, and the first video and outline should be available. And lesson 1 is your story and God's story, mainly talking about what is the gospel, what is our role to play in sharing the gospel. How can we share the gospel? And that's where we can talk about sharing your story is a biblical way that can help you to share the gospel. Lesson 2 will build off of that. Now that you know what the gospel is, how do you grow in that? So we'll talk about just the general, what is discipleship, and baptism. What's the place that plays in this process? Lesson 3, we'll talk about issues of your heart. Do you love the truth? Where's the soil of your heart at in receiving from God and learning and being corrected? We'll talk about that a little bit. Lesson 4, there is only one God. Jesus considers this a fundamental teaching, and so we will walk through that a little bit. Lesson 5, that one God exists in 3 persons, also called the Trinity. We'll walk through that in the scriptures, lesson 5. Lesson 6, we'll talk about one member of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, and the fruit and gifts of the Holy Spirit, and what that means for you as a Christian. Lesson 7, we'll talk about conditions that the Bible gives for you and I and everyone growing strong in Jesus. Not getting picked off, but actually having a really healthy growth in the Lord. Lesson 8, we'll talk about the authority and power of the Bible. And then these actually, 8, 9, and 10 kind of build off of lesson 7. I'll touch on all three of these in lesson 7, but then we'll go in more detail. Lesson 8 is the authority and power of the Bible. Lesson 9, we'll talk about success in prayer. Don't think, here's how you get lots of money in prayer. I'm talking about success the way God defines success, which is not always having money, but having God's success in prayer. And then the final lesson for this series is just some quick things on what is the church and how to minister within the church. So that is it. Hope to see you soon for lesson 1.